Hey kiddos, I'm glad you came for a reading lesson today. For today's lesson, you are going to need your reader writer notebook and a pen or pencil. So go ahead and grab that if you haven't already so we can get started. Pause the video if you need to. Today we are going to talk about how you can share your thinking about your reading in a strong quality letter. Ooh. That sounds kind of boring, but it's really not. So first I'm going to show you my example, and then I'm going to go over the things you can put into a letter when you are writing about a book you've read. And remember, you can write to me, you can write to someone in the class, you can write to your stuffed animal or your favorite pet, you can write to a grown-up in your house or someone else in your home to read it, and then maybe, if you're lucky, that person can write back to you. So I'm going to show you my letter, then I'm going to show you all of the stuff that you can put into the letter, and then I'm going to highlight some of the things that I have put into my letter that are on that list. So let's get started. So in my reader's notebook, I'm going to turn to the section where it says Reader's Response. So I've marked the page already here, and letter to your teacher or another reader, and I tallied it because I've done this already. So let me read my letter to you, and I marked the page so I don't lose it. It says, Dear class, today's date. I enjoyed The Boy and the Whale by Mordecai Gerstein. In this story, the main character and his father found a whale tangled in their fishing net. The boy remembered the time he was caught like that, and he knew he had to save the whale. In the end, the boy rescued the whale. I love the illustrations. In one, the boy looks out onto an empty sea. There are no words on the page, but it shows the mood, peaceful. I admire the main character. He knew what to do. Have you ever had to make the right decision? Your teacher, Miss E. And I'm going to put that marker back there so I don't lose it. So let's look into what makes a strong quality letter. Wanted. These qualities. You want to have a well-organized summary. Remember, a summary is a very, very, very short version of a book. Generally, no more than 10 sentences. Maybe you could tell about the illustrations in the book, something you liked in particular, or a favorite illustration. You could tell what you learned about the character. Did they start one way and end another? Is there something internally that you learned about the character? Something that reminds you of the character, or that reminds you of yourself in the character? Give your opinion. We want to hear how you liked this book or didn't like this book. Tell the author's message. What is the message the author's trying to tell you in this story by telling you the story? Make a connection. Maybe you have a connection to another book. Maybe you have a connection to a movie or a play you've seen. Maybe you have a connection to something that happened in your life. Describe the setting. Tell us where it happened. What did it look like there? What was the weather? What was around? Tell a favorite part. Ask a question. That could be a good closing. So let's go back to my example, and I'll show you some of the things that I put in my letter that are in this list. So I've just got out my blue highlighter, and I'm turning back to the page, putting my glasses back on. So dear class, I enjoyed. This is me telling you that I really liked the book. In this story, it's different than another story. I'm not going to get my stories mixed up. I love the illustrations. I really did like the illustrations in this book. They really spoke to me. I could see how the whale was very large next to the boy, and I could see in the pictures just how tired that whale was. I admire the main character. I'm telling about him because he knew what to do. And here's my question to end with. Have you ever had to make the right decision? Sometimes the right decision can be a hard one to make. Next, I'd like you to turn your book to the mini lesson notes section. Mini lesson notes. These are some notes we have done in the past. And here is our note for today. My letter will show evidence that supports my thinking, or your choice. A letter is a good way to share my thinking about a book. So you may write either one of those things. I will put another slide up so that you may copy one that I have put up, but you may choose either one of these two. The slide you may copy says, a letter about reading shows evidence of my thinking. If you need to pause the video here or go back a little way and pause it before on my example, go right ahead. And when you're finished writing, go ahead and unpause the video, come back and we'll play the rest. Okay, kiddos, now it's your turn. Go into your Reader-Writer journal and write me a letter, or someone in your home a letter, or another kid here at school a letter about a book you liked. Remember, you should have at least 10 sentences telling me about this book, why you liked it, what was a favorite part, if you liked the illustrations, all of those things listed on that wanted poster. If you need to go back and look, that's absolutely fine. When you're finished, please send me a picture of your letter so I know what book you're talking about, so I can hear all about it and maybe I'll get to read it too. Thanks for coming today, kiddos. I'll see you again next time.